All right. Check 1, check 2, check 3, check 4. Check out the door. Outside, here it is, live. The Cannabis Coffee Hour. With your host, me, Rob Cantrell, coming back for another quick episode Friday. A little late this week, you know. I've been running and gunning, as I say. I shouldn't say gunning. Just gotta walk away from that. Running. I just been running. I heard that song the other day. Can't keep running away. Farside. Farside is a great hip hop group, and that groove for the song "Running," She Keeps On Passing Me By was like the big hit. But Runnin' was a little bit down their career, like I think the second or third album. And it just has a sick Run DMC scratch on it. Run. And then it's to this melodic, like slow, kind of it's kind of this moody tune, man. Those guys were far out, and they like dancing. I know they were all like hip hop dancers and break dancers. Respect to break dancers. Yeah, I wanted to say respect to Harry Belafonte from the Cannabis Coffee Hour. That dude is he's amazing musician and pioneer, and he also produced the film Beat Street. If you don't, that's a part of my DNA is watching Beat Street. Fully into breakdancing at 1984. And Beat Street, there was breaking and then there was Beat Street. Breaking was more LA, Hollywood. Beat Street was like New York. I got to revisit it. It's just because anytime you revisit old movies that were shot in New York, it's super interesting. The city's amazing. But and that movie's amazing. And and being Lee from Beat Street, he was like the best B-boy, the coolest cat. Man. So that's like the beginning of hip-hop for me, was watching that movie. And then I started revisiting some clips on YouTube, and Lenny Kravitz put out this awesome tune. I just listened to it right before the podcast. How Long Have You Been Blind? And it's a cover of a Harry Belafonte tune that's hard, as the kids say. But no, it's just a rockin' riff. It's awesome. Check that out, man. And check out Lenny Kravitz being 57 and still looking good. You know, that dude definitely had some cannabis. I'm just getting older and bolder all day, every day. But I do think talking about meditation just a little bit is good for the podcast. Like I have been meditating before smoking, like 20 minutes, hardcore meditation, going into my heart, like thinking. There was some meme I read the other day, how the heart has more transmitters, like neurotransmitters, than even your brain. And like that's how we're all connected with, nature and the world and the planet Earth. Drinking some bomb-ass coffee today. Not to brag, but man, Stumptown can never go wrong. And I was drinking some 6 o'clock coffee, which isn't bad. But then this bag came through, and it's amazing. This is Ecuador. Like, Stumptown is just a good brand. The lush, garnish body, elevate notes of raspberry jam, brown sugar in a vibrant cup, whole bean, single origin, Ecuador, Rancho Carmen. Dude, get yourself some Rancho Carmen. This stuff is fire. This coffee is a combination of small lots from a group of producers in Ecuador, southmost region province. Our import-export partner, Carnivale, works closely with these producers on technical assistance and quality control. Harvest. Rancho Carmen is the name of a specific sub-region where these producers are located. This part of Ecuador is characterized by lush Andine mountain landscapes. I love me some lush mountains. Nothing better. I was gonna tweet out a picture on Earth Day. I don't even have Twitter. Check my Pinterest. I'm blowing up on Pinterest. I was just the other day. Just a lush mountain. Just what was I talking? Broad stretches of protective rainforest and incredible biodiversity. Yeah, I've heard that about Ecuador. I had an Ecuadorian friend, and yeah, I got keen to everything of all the nature. Made it sound like it was just like the best place. And I always wanted to go there. So maybe one day we'll go to the Cannabis Coffee Hour. That's where I envision this. I am working with. This is going to be. I'm jumping on real quick, and I just wanted to give everybody a shout out and talk about coffee and talk about cannabis a little bit. I had a little bit of sour earlier, and now I'm having some coffee, and I wanted to knock out a quick podcast because I am planning on doing this at another location. We may have a sponsor coming in. I'm working with some cats. And I was going to skip a week, but I thought it was important to jump on and talk a little bit about Harry Belafonte and Beat Street and what's coming up. May 18th, I'm headlining the Punchline in San Francisco. If you want to come and see my stand-up comedy and you're in the Philadelphia area, I always have a good time in Philly. I opened up for Mitch Hedberg in Philly. I've had some rough shows in Philly, but at Doug Benson, I did a bunch of shows. I also have done some theaters with some other cats, but I've also headlined some shows. I've headlined a couple normal shows, and I've headlined the Punchline before, right when they opened up, and it was always a great time. Philly's a trippy town because it's like New York. It's almost like a connection of New York. So when you're in New York and you go there, it's like, whoa, but it's just slightly different. You get caught up in your own little world and you think that's your world, but really wherever you go is your world. 10,000 things extend from you. That's what I was reading in this Lao Tzu thing. Is like, it's like you're in the center of 10,000 things. So you shouldn't you should just concentrate on what's directly in front of you, because that's the moment. And that's what you can control, is the moment. So calming down and being cool. And I have been, I got a jar of Tiger Balm that I've been just sniffing at. Is that creepy? Just to wake up a little bit and clear out the nostrils. And I also been doing a shot of apple cider vinegar with my water every morning, which I love. I have to say, I am a big fan of the shot of apple cider vinegar and water for as soon as you wake up. It's like, I don't know, it just cleans out all the dust, all the funk, all the everything, all the grit, all the grime. It kind of leaves you going good. And then, I moved over to coffee. I had a great cup. I have a Chemex. I used to hate on the Chemex. I'm just saying, as an older cat that's drank a lot of coffee and smoked a lot of herb with it, the Chemex does have the best taste. And it's the healthiest in terms of cholesterol. That's what I've learned in my ways out there into the universe. But yeah, I've been pumping some beats. I've been doing some stand-up, and I've been having some herb. Been going for some walks. Been writing a ton. I'm just working on like 2 other different projects. So it's just like, I do think one cool thing about this podcast is days that I take off on herb, because I have been taking days off here and there and having good days without it. So I like the idea of like just learning to temper it, and evolve with it. and do more comedy with it and do some more interesting interviews. I do have some people. I'm reaching out for this new space that I'm working with. Um, so I'm going to bring guests into that space. But I also like doing this solo ones. It's always kind of a certain test and also a good excuse to have great coffee and smoke herb, which was a part of the whole dream of the Cannabis Coffee Hour. As we move into 2023, so much going down. I don't really want to talk about politics or the news, but I do think, national legalization will be on the table. Like that's on the table, and that's kind of where I'm heading at. But I don't know how political I want to make the podcast. I also wanted to make it kind of just like, kind of a flexible hang where I could smoke herb and drink coffee and sniff Tiger Balm. And kind of journal how I feel and goof off. And the apple cider vinegar, what I was saying is like, I've been watching a lot of Busta Rhymes. Like I still, as old as I get, I still listen to hip hop, which is hilarious. You know, I'm in the five, I'm up there. Uh, but I'm still, I'm still like hip hop. I still listen to a bunch of Busta Rhymes, and just the energy is just so good. As well as Be Real, like all the '90s cats I love, and even the new guys, and even I like. There's just so much out there. I think the game now is to like shut off media to a point where you just kind of listen to stuff that's positive for you, and that's where I want to take this podcast. Is just kind of a positive space for cannabis and coffee and comedy, and talk about getting older and bolder, and with some interesting artist types. Comes back to the art with me. I don't know. That's where it always has been. But when they say art, it becomes kind of, lame. Especially with stand-up. Entertainment's trippy, man. But I do love it. Like, I do love where I'm at. I do love, all these things that I have going on. And I love the test of just trying to rise above and get it knocked out. Doing this podcast. Right now, we're at 216 episodes. Like, that blows my mind. That's 216 weeks. I've been recording, putting some beats, and they've been evolving. Yep, I got the number right. Drinking great coffee. Rancho Carmen. Oh man, Ecuador all day. I had written down that I've been listening to and a lot of Alan Watts. Shout out to Alan Watts and shout out to Busta Rhymes. That's been my vibe. That's my vibe going forward is Alan Watts, Busta Rhymes. And lots of Stumptown coffee and a big Nalgene bottle of water. Shout out to Tap Water. Slow motion. I think with music and entertainment and podcasts, that's why I've always wanted to put like beats and stuff on here. It's like it's all evolving so quickly. And yeah, AI is going to be involved, which I guess you have to. That's another Zen philosophy that I dig is like there's no right or wrong. There just is. So it is what it is. So got to figure it out. But I do know with technology, one way is just putting your phone down and taking a walk without it. But it does come in handy. I'm trying to keep my mind open where I don't. That's that slippery slope of like being too good. You get a like a complex. I'm just looking at this old notebook. Like, as a comic, I do have like 5 notebooks going on, and I love them all. But some of them are just like random notes. Some of them are things to do lists, And then some crazy doodles. I like to draw doodles. I got shapes, I got designs, I got letters. Uh, yeah, I've been. That was the quote I want. Like Stephen King was talking about the writer. I saw something. Yeah, when you say I saw something, it's mostly like when I was on the toilet looking at Instagram. That's where I kind of leave. That's where I think, I think internet is good, is on the toilet. Is reading on the toilet. Instagram. Sometimes you just got to do that, and it's a good thing. Maybe you're listening to it right now. People are moving different, man. People are dressing different. People are thinking different, and I'm here for it, man. Girl, boy, woman, child, everybody. Octopuses, lions, lionesses, plants, chipmunks. I'm here for it. But Stephen King was talking about when you're being a creative type, like it's mostly just over the years, like all the bullshit falls away. Like sometimes, I think people think I write really simple or I do simple stuff about like rapping about laundry. But a little bit's like I try to strip away to like the bare basics. And, I've always said like life is just eating and defecating and laundry and then learning to get along with each other and loving each other and learning to use the love to get along with each other. That's kind of the vibe I've been on and been like, yo, let's see here. Yeah, so May 18th, I'm going to be doing a show. Oh, yeah, my episode of Marvelous Mrs. Maisel is coming out next week. So that's the whole thing, is just like, how much did I make the episode? But I try not to think about any of that. You just got to do it and keep it moving and being thankful. I'm thankful for you guys listening to this so far. Thankful for the beats and the hosting systems and the links out there. Come out to my show in Philadelphia. That's the one that's like a ticket and everything, like kind of a major deal. But I've been doing shows. I am doing the Work and Roll on Sunday, which is this new cannabis space. Yeah, I should plug that. Work and Roll event. It's a happy hour. And if you're in New York City, that's like the new WeWork space that's cannabis friendly. And I haven't been over there because their events are kind of always going on and you kind of got to be a part of the club. So I'm going to go do a show there. And then I'm actually working with another cannabis space to hopefully host this show for a while. And we'll see how that goes, as cannabis gets legal. I do think it's going to be, because it just passed in Delaware, recreational. That's huge. Shout out to Dewey Beach. That whole area is super chill. I love it down there. I just did the Rehoboth Comedy Festival. Yeah, shout out to Rehoboth Comedy Festival. That's in Delaware. I didn't smoke any weed when I was there. I was just in and out, and I had to drive, and I actually took my car on a ferry, which was crazy. That blew me. You look back on life and you're like, oh wow, that was nuts. Oh man, that coffee's amazing. Let me try this Tiger Balm. It's actually Tiger Balm. Like I'm not doing like a riff. Like it's just an ointment that you rub on your heel when you've been standing too long. But man, it's got a good kick to it. It's like Red Hot back in the day. It used to be like in football, if you got hurt or you got a cramp, they would rub this stuff that was like Ben Gay 10,000 called Red Hot. And it would just, I don't know what was in that stuff, nuclear sauce and like and hot peppers. They would just rub that on, man. But Tiger Balm is like an au natural ancient, dude, Japanese. This stuff just fucking rocks. I fucks with Tiger Balm and Stumptown. Shout out to Stumptown and Tiger Balm and Nalgene's of tap water. Yeah, those shows are going on. Check out Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. I'm in an episode of that. That should be a. We'll see. We'll see how much I make the cut. I'm excited to see it. And then yeah, just doing it. Yeah, I'm just running around New York. I'm doing that show on Sunday. I got some other shows coming up in New York. You can always check me out at Rob88Cantrell. That's my Instagram. Definitely follow the Cannabis Coffee Hour YouTube. I think that's where I'm going to start live streaming everything from. So follow that. I love you. Peace and love out into the universe. Not creepy stuff. You know how it is. Good vibes. Peace.